Today's mission is to do a gentle recon. This is the abandoned under construction stadium. I've never actually flown this particular location of this location. So when I come to a spot like this, there's three things I want to know. I want to know where my video is good and where it's not good. I want to know that my controlling can cover the whole spot. And last but not least, I want to know the layout of the spot. So I want to get an idea of the lines and what's there and what's not there. And yeah, the idea is to get a physical map of the location going in your head that you kind of know pretty reliably, because then you can start having a little more fun. There's guys that will just show up at a spot like this and start ripping the nuts off it. You know, one wrong move, crash, bang, your quad's down, and you're gonna have to like go and get it, and you're gonna have to hope the thing is in one piece. In a spot like this, you really don't want to be messing up in a big way. Concrete's bad to crash into. It's bad for your video, bad for your controlling, but getting the quad's a bit of a pain in the butt as well. I know that I can get it, but you know, it's not necessarily a very quick walk up and down. There's a little hill here that I have to scale down and then scale back up. And the other trick is the ground here is like sand, and it's not granular sand. It's not sand with like nice big grains and stuff like that. It's basically dust. So if you do go down in the sand, it's like there's a good chance that, you know, this dust just goes everywhere. So you're going to be having, best case, you go down, you're going to be blowing a lot, puffing and puffing, trying to clean your motors out and stuff like that, you know. Oh, it's kind of like moon dust. When I walk on this stuff, like, it's just puffing everywhere, and this is what my feet look like just from walking on it. Oh man, my approach is just to be a little bit clinical about these things. And yeah, ideally have some fun too. So I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna point my patch sort of straight ahead, maybe over here somewhere. My circular is all right too, and I'm just gonna fly around and see where my video's at, where it's not at. Am I sitting in a good spot? Am I not? Whatever, you know. This is pretty standard stuff, but I thought it's worth saying because a lot of people don't seem to care about this stuff at all and fly like cowboys in new spots.
I can see the doubt in those eyes. Even though you try to hide it, there's not much to figure out, 'cause I know why. And I won't try to fight it, and I'll be the first to tell you, you were right. Oh, you were right, oh, you were right. Won't try to say I'm sorry this time, but I want you to know that I was wrong. I know. I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know. Oh, I want you to know that I was wrong. I know. I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know. It used to be so warm those days. I try not to remember. I got lost in the storm of my ways. Couldn't pull myself together, and I'll be the first to tell you, you were right. Oh, you were right, oh, you were right. Oh, try to say I'm sorry this time, but I want you to know that I was wrong. I know. I just wanna say that I was wrong. I know. Oh, I want you to know that I was wrong. I know. wanna say that I was wrong. I know, I know.
Alright, that was pretty uneventful, which is exactly what you want for your first flight. So we're going to run more packs and slowly kind of build up our confidence here. Okay, so I kind of know where my video and my radio and stuff is, so now it's about figuring out how my quad reacts, so how fast I'm going. I want to be able to control my speed, control my altitude. I need to know how much altitude I'm losing when I do slow rolls and stuff like that. Because what happens is the quad, you know, when you do slow moves and you're flying all smooth, you tend to lose a lot of altitude really quick. So I want to make sure that I got enough room to do stuff, but I don't want to be coming out of stuff hot and low and heading towards risky stuff, like, you know, chasms like this and whatnot. I'll slowly map all these areas out of my head, so I'll kind of get better at that. But it can be dicey. That sounds nice. Another way you can do a spot like this is you can kind of try and fly the whole spot and kind of come up with a line through the whole spot that you like, and you can just keep doing that line and start sort of varying your flying off that line slowly. Another thing you can do though is you can pick an area and focus on that area and just maybe fly that one area of a spot for a couple of packs. So for example, if I want, I could just fly strictly around this for a couple of packs and just check it out and da 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 da, so on and so forth. So I know all these little nooks and crannies and whatnot. Or, you know, maybe I'd pick this spot over here and I just fly around the little triangles for a while and kind of learn every nook and cranny of the triangles, and then later on, you know, link all that stuff together and then have cooler, longer flights where I kind of have more confidence in the spots. Part of me is a bit curious to kind of try out how good my video range actually is as well. My crossfire, so I might even fly all the way to the other side. I don't know. It's just about exploring, and the trick is to like not rush this stuff, man. If you go in and you immediately start trying to rip it hard, yeah, chances are you're gonna crash. And I don't feel like crashing yet. I feel like learning, and so then at least when I start pushing it later on, if I get to that spot, then I'm like, yeah, fine, I crashed, but at least I knew what I was doing. I see guys all the time, they rock up at spots and they start doing, you know, they power loop everything and this, that, and then they go, oh my god, I crashed, oh, and they get all upset and shit, and it's like, well dude, you didn't even like check anything about that spot. You don't know, you just blindly tried to thrash it. So of course it's gonna thrash you back. You've got to respect a spot, and what that means is knowing that spot, taking the time to learn it, and knowing it really well in your head so you're confident there before you start doing all the crazy stuff. Maybe I'm the only dude who thinks that way. But like, yeah, dudes who have no respect for a spot and they just show up at some new spots, especially a spot like this, which is pretty friggin' crazy and complex. Some guy would, you know, guys will show up and just start power looping and then whack on the first pack or whack on the second pack, and I've heard that noise before. It's the sound of carbon fiber just going whack, and then they're like, oh dude, I broke my, and it's like, well, it's your fault. Didn't know what you're doing. It's like, chill, take your time, Alright, so I've decided to just work out around, a little more around the stuff that's really close to me, because I want to learn a little more about it. Like, you can look at it and tell, yeah, it's cubes and it's kind of like 90-degree, whatever. So I want to get used to the size of that, but also what maybe are the cool angles that you've got, like above you, below you. Work out the three-dimensional like layout of that in my head. Yeah, I won't lie, I'm nervous. I get nervous. So I did like a nice little, you know, acro flight through the iron cubes and stuff, and it's fun, but I haven't memorized the whole thing yet. So, you know, these guys are a little bit fidgety. The only way to beat nervousness is to practice and practice and practice, because practice breeds confidence. So you just got to kind of bite the bullet and go for it, and tread the fine line between not being too much of a pussy, let's say, not being too conservative, because you want to learn, you want to push a bit, so you got to find the degree to which you can push without just being totally stupid and just going whack, cracking it within the first like few seconds of the flight. So that's my challenge now. Yeah, I hate shaky fingers, but it's part of life, dude. It's just adrenaline. So yeah, let's just, you got to fly through it. what happened there post-diagnosis. So this is how the quad came back. Not a bad crash, it just landed upside down in this dusty sand I was talking about. So I was flying along and it just went, video just disappeared, and then actually came back. So what happened basically is my XT60 like detached from in here, and I don't know why it did that. It must have literally melted or something like that, which is bizarre. So yeah, all right, so the good news is that it is fixable. I'll show you what happens to the motors and stuff too, because I landed upside down, so that guy seized up. Probably that guy seized up, and that guy seized up. Now I can blow these out, so I'll do that quickly. I'll show you how it is after. But yeah, this guy's done for the day, unfortunately. My opinion.